of the $30 car tab measures passed by voters this month supposed to go into effect next week. But as we speak right now, there's a hearing underway to stop that from happening.
So here's a picture from inside the courtroom where King County, Seattle, and other municipalities are seeking an injunction preventing 976 from going into effect until a lawsuit can move forward. So I want to bring Brandy Cruz in on this. So take us through the arguments that both sides are going to be making.
Yeah, sure. And first I'll say that we're not expecting them to have like an immediate ruling on this. Probably hear both sides of the argument. This is ongoing, and then they will come back later today or tomorrow is our expectation to say, is this going to be an injunction or not? So as Bill said, you know, two sides of the coin here. And for the plaintiffs, keep in mind you have kind of a coalition of people, King County prosecutor, City of Seattle prosecutor, and a number of other people who are fighting for this injunction. I want to read for you from the court document that they filed kind of outlining their case. They said in part, these are funds that can never be recovered with real service impacts. Conversely, no voter is harmed if the initiative is stayed because any overcollection of fees and taxes can be refunded. So essentially they're saying, look, if you put $30 car tabs into effect, we're going to have severe impacts to transportation budgets, and we can't make up for that. And they're also saying that if you put it on hold, we can refund people if the court doesn't ultimately side in our favor. So we've been telling you guys that just an interesting wrinkle in this is that Attorney General Bob Ferguson and his office have to defend your will, the will of voters, on all of this. And so they have filed a court argument, and this is the expectation of what we're going to hear during this hearing today, saying in part, plaintiffs cannot demonstrate that I-976 contains multiple subjects because all parts of the initiative related to one general subject, motor vehicle taxes and fees. Their argument went on to say, plaintiffs' requested injunction is inappropriate for an independent reason. They have failed to show immediate and substantial injury because remember, one of the biggest arguments about 976 is going to be that it's unconstitutional because it has multiple kind of provisions in it. But what the Attorney General's office is going to argue that there are things under the greater umbrella of a single subject, motor vehicle taxes. So that is the argument that they're going to make during this hearing and are making during this hearing this morning.
Meanwhile, Tim Eyman, who we've actually talked about a lot this morning,
yeah,
the sponsor of 976, now a candidate for governor as well, urging voters to push back if this injunction is granted. What does he mean by pushback?
Sure. And I'm going to talk about this with a caveat that I would never encourage anyone to break the law, and that is in essence what he's encouraging folks to do. So take that for what it's worth, but also know the consequences of doing it. But it is something that he's spoken about publicly. So Tim Eyman says if this injunction goes into effect and after December 5th, people are still getting large bills for their car tabs, he says people should not renew their vehicle taxes.
It's a call for civil disobedience. I'm the first one in line that's going to make sure that I don't renew my car tabs and make sure that we are driving down the roads not paying for car tabs that we just got through saying that we don't want to pay more than these taxes and fees the voters got rid of.
Yeah, so he's encouraging people not to renew your car tabs. And look, like I'd say, even if you're doing it to make a statement about an initiative that you support, if you're driving down the road and your tabs are expired, I will promise you that a state trooper is going to maybe pull you over and give you a ticket for that thing. So keep that in mind.
You might end up paying either way.
Right, and yeah, if you're going to, if your hope is to save money, you're not going to save money on a ticket because I promise you that they will still give you one. So just that.
So we're keeping